What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks. I'm finally back after a couple weeks. I got back into town from St. Louis on Thursday last week, and I've just been busy with work. Today was my fourth straight day working. Tomorrow will be my fifth, but I have some free time, so I was going to make a video on the Seahawks real quick, just go over the preseason game and just go over other details that have happened over the past week. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alrighty, so Seahawks' first preseason game already happened. Even though I was at work on Saturday, I still tuned into it, and I was very, very pleased from the limited amounts that I saw. I was really pleased with what I saw. And looking at the highlights and looking at the stats, oh my goodness. I have to take it with a grain of salt because it's a preseason game, and this doesn't mean anything. But it does give us a good idea of how this defense is going to look heading into the regular season. We won that game 16-3, so it was a low-scoring affair. Offense had a few nice plays, but only 16 points were put on the board. It would have been 17 if Jason Myers didn't, for some reason, miss an extra point. But yeah, let's just look over the performance. Defense reigned supreme in PFF's highest graded Seattle Seahawks from preseason week 1. So the Seahawks had 6 defensive players earn a grade of 84 or higher in the team's 16-3 win over the LA Chargers on Saturday, which is insane. It was also a strong first showing for Seattle, holding the Chargers to just 71 yards of offense in the first half and allowing just 198 for the game. That's insane. Wow. I know it's preseason, but that normally doesn't happen. Offensively, the Seahawks picked up 20 first downs. 11 for 20 on third down. That is amazing, by the way. 11 for 20. That's over 50%. So that's 55%. So that's really good. Like I said, it's preseason, but it's a good start. And piled up 325 yards of offense, mostly with Sam Howell under center through the first half and into the third quarter. They didn't have Justin Herbert, which is probably why we didn't play Geno. So we were like, okay, they're gonna have their second stringer, so we're not gonna play our first stringer and have our second stringer in. And Sam Howell did pretty good. I looked over some of the plays and some of his throws, and I thought he looked comfortable in the pocket. I thought that he looked pretty good, in this preseason game. After struggling in training camp, he's, looked to be better. There was a few throws where he was a little errant on, but overall, I think he did a pretty good job and had a good game. 60% completion percentage, not bad. Didn't have a turnover. So yeah. Easop Winston Jr. had the highest grade on offense, 90.1, which is nice. Then tight end Brady Russell, he had that yak touchdown, which was really nice to see. Olani had a good game. I love that. I loved that runs to the outside that he did. But although, for the record, that was a missed hold by the refs. So that touchdown really shouldn't have happened, but it did, so it doesn't matter. And then Kenny McIntosh, I forgot that he was even on the team, and I feel bad that I forgot that he was on the team because I was really happy and really excited that we got him last year. And I still am excited that we have him because I think he can be really good for us. I know in my last video I said we were thin on running backs, and so far we still are, in my opinion, because we have K9, we have Charbonnet, we have McIntosh, and we have Olani. Honestly, I think that's good enough in my opinion. But, it wouldn't hurt to have an extra rusher. Laviska Shenault had basically a 70 grade, and then Tariq Young had a 68 grade. Tyrese Knight had an amazing game with a 90 grade, basically. He showed he had really, really good instinct. Yep. Knight was consistent and showed good instincts in coverage, 84.7 in coverage grade. And this is what I was saying in my last video, or a couple videos ago, when I was talking about how shifty his feet was in practice. Like I said, if you combine that and with good instinct to play the ball, he's going to be a great linebacker. I mean, there's I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. And so far, he's shown that with an 84.7 coverage grade. So, really great to see. Undrafted rookie Jamie Sheriff had a really great game with an 89.6 grade. That's great to see. Patrick O'Connell, who we've had for around for a while, he had a really good game with an 88 grade. That's great to see with an 81.7 coverage grade. And it's just, and that's probably, you know, due to the scheme that McDonald's running. I mean, we haven't seen grades these high even in the preseason in a long time. So that's got to say something. And then Kobe Bryant had a great game at safety. I think he officially has transitioned to safety, which is good. I think safety is a better position for him, and we can officially add him to the safety chart. I know in a couple videos ago I said that after we cut Jamal and Diggs and Jamal and Naquandre, that we only really had one safety on the active roster, which was Julian Love. I think Kobe Bryant was technically still a cornerback at the time, but I did say I didn't count it because, you know, he was a corner. But now we can because he is safety. So we have, like 5 safeties on deck. We got, let's see, Julian Love. We have Kayvon Wallace. We have Rayshawn Jenkins. We got Kobe Bryant, obviously. And then we'll have, what's his name? Jarek Reed II when he comes back from his injury. So we have, and there might be one other person I'm forgetting, just in case I am. So we have 5 or 6 safeties on the team, which is nice. And then Derek Hall had a really good game as well, which is great to see because, you know, he was part of that Russell Wilson trade. But yeah, that overall very, very solid game by the Seahawks in that first preseason game. Like I said, it is a preseason game, so it's just guys trying to battle to be onto the active roster. But if this is what it looks like with second, third, and fourth stringers in, I can't wait to see what it looks like with first stringers in. So, and when the regular season starts. So yeah, it's really great to see. Actually, I'm going to put this first before I do this. So, yeah, this isn't really huge by any means, but it was a signifier that we were going to make a move at center, and we did. So we traded Nick Harris back to the Browns for and a 2026 7th-round pick from the Seahawks in exchange for a 2026 6th-rounder. So and the reason why we did that was so we could sign Connor Williams, which was made official on Sunday. So yesterday. So that's great to see. It's worth up to $6 million, so it's just a cheap one-year deal. And it's going to be him and Olu battling for the starting position at center. And it's also the Seahawks telling Olu that they believe in him. So we have 2 active center. We have 2 centers on the active roster right now, and I believe we probably have one on the practice squad, or that will be on the practice squad when it's all said and done. So that's what's going to be the battle for center. It's going to be between Olu and Connor Williams. So that is great to see. And, you know, for the 6th-rounder, we can use this 6th-rounder any way. We could pick someone with it, or we could use it in a trade to either trade up or something, or trade for a player or something. So that's just great to have because we have an extra 6th-rounder in 2026. Moving on, I'm just going to go over to Bob Condotta's page on X. Shout out to Bob. We're just going to go over some of the things that he's noted. So Mike McDonald notes that the starters will get a lot of work in joint practices with the Titans, and says starters probably won't play in the game on Saturday. That's okay. They probably will play in the 3rd preseason game just so they can get warmed up and ready for this week 1. But that makes sense because, you know, we're doing a joint practice, which is the first time we've had a joint practice. Probably before Pete Carroll became head coach, because I think under Pete Carroll, I don't think we ever had a single joint practice under Pete Carroll, and if we did, it was like earlier in his career in Seattle. So that's great to see. Linebacker Drake Thomas from the we got from the Raiders. He is activated off the PUP list and passed his physical, so that's great to see. He's just another body at interior linebacker, or, you know, any linebacker, Sam linebacker, weak linebacker. It's just another body to have, which is nice. And I think, you know, like with McDonald's scheme, you just plug him and fill him in. If he has good instincts, he's going to thrive. So that's great to see. We did have some injury updates from today's practice. D. Eskridge, Honestly, I will say D. Eskridge had a good preseason game, so I'm not gonna go hard on him. And John Radigan, who also had a good preseason game, he didn't practice today, but McDonald says he didn't anticipate either being serious. Says Radigan is a heel injury, didn't specify Eskridge. McDonald says Connor Williams may not practice until next week. Not yet set if he'll go to Nashville, and he didn't practice today. So I bet he's still trying to recover from his ACL tear that he suffered last year. Here's the depth chart for Saturday, or I guess this is just the unofficial depth chart for the Titans. So you just take a good look at that. I mean, this isn't really important to us, even like until preseason game, and even then, it's really not that important because it is a preseason game. So, yeah, there's that, and yeah, just Connor Williams was in like his practice jersey and everything, but just didn't practice. Excuse me. And he was just probably getting acclimated with his teammates. Draymond Jones was back at practice today doing drills, which is great to see. Kudos to Mike and the athletic staff, training staff, for taking their time with Draymond's hamstring injury, because like I said in the past, you come back too soon from that and you re-aggravate it, you could set yourself back months, weeks if you're lucky. So great to see that. Yeah, they're talking about Mariners. The first time have scored 12 runs. And you know what? I'm gonna sidetrack. The first time the Mariners have scored 10, I think over 10 runs this year. But anyway, back to the Seahawks. Let's see. So I don't know if they. Yeah, I think this is all just other stuff. I mean, you can look at some of like Kenny Mack. He had a great debut in the preseason, so that's great to see. So I think, yeah, that's really all that, because it's just going further back. And I'm just gonna go over to Mike McDonald talking about his first game, and I like the wording he used. So he didn't say it was a spectacular game or if it was a great first game. He said it was a foundational first game. I really like that, because it's a very apt word, because it describes the game well. It was a foundational first game, because he's complimenting the team for getting the win, and he's complimenting them for establishing the foundation of how he wants the team to play. But using the word foundation means there's room to be improved. So while he is giving the team props for doing well in that first preseason game, he knows that there is much more to improve heading to the second preseason game and beyond. So entering the regular season. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. It's kind of a shorter video, even though I just came back. So I will be making another Mariners video sometime later. They've been heating up lately. Just swept the Mets at home, which was nice to see. And I saw that we outscored them 22-1. So that's great to see. If the offense just keeps playing like that, nothing can stop the Mariners with this pitching squad, who has the best ERA in the league. So I'll be making a video on them sometime soon. But if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day. And go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.